Hi everyone! Today I want to share something deeply personal. Not just about a holiday, but about identity, about memory, about family, about something that lives inside every Vietnamese person. No matter where we are in the world, it is called Tết Nguyên Đán. To us, it's simply Tết. And Tết is not just a Lunar New Year. It is a soul of Vietnam. The feeling before Tết, you don't just celebrate Tết, you feel it coming. Weeks before the house becomes alive, parents and children are cleaning every corner of the house, sweeping away all the bad lucks from the old year. New decorations go up, red and gold and any bright color everywhere, flowers blooming in the house. I left my country when I was 12 years old, and I know that I have celebrated 12 years of Tết festival since I was 1 year old. Of course, you don't remember until you turn to like 5 and 6 and 7 years old. I remember that me and my brothers and my sister were helping my parents cleaning the house, wiping all the dirt up in tall, the altar where they have like incense. We take them down, we clean with the sponges, and we make it polished and shiny. And also, I remember that my dad kept telling me, use the broom and sweep it inside and then clean them all up together, but don't sweep everything outside, especially on or closing to the New Year's Day. So because it means like when you sweep like that, you are wiping all the good luck. During Tết, many Vietnamese women and girls wear áo dài. The áo dài is long, elegant, flowing, worn over silk pants. It represents grace, modesty, and strength. During Tết, you will see áo dài in bright red, yellow, pink, orange, symbolize good luck and prosperity. When a woman wears áo dài, walk in áo dài flows like a poetry. For many of us, wearing áo dài during Tết is more than just fashion. It is pride. It is culture carry on the body. It is saying, this is who am I. I'm currently wearing an áo dài right now as I'm talking to you in orange color. And basically I can stand up so you can see what it is. And also the silk pants under my áo dài. Okay, let's take a look. So this is my áo dài. It is a long dress, and then you wear normally like a silk pants inside with different color. It depends on what you like. I do have black here, but you can also wear white silk pants or orange color to match with your style. And I just want to show you what it looks like when you walk or turn around, right? It is pretty long, and that's why it's called áo dài, mean long dress. Coming home. The most important word during Tết is home. In Vietnam, millions travel back to their hometown no matter how far, because Tết means sitting at one table together. Grandparents, parents, children, even if you live in America now, when Tết comes, our hearts travel back. We recreate the tradition, we cook the same food, we gather with families, because Tết without family doesn't feel complete. I remember when my dad was here, and he lived with my brother, and every New Year's Day we gather around, my brother's home where my parents also live there. And it's kind of nice when you have family member work in the same city, just get together in 30 minutes drive or less. And we gather at our brother's house, having a family dinner together, and then we do lì xì, which I'm going to be touched that in a little bit here. And then we also play the games that call crab and shrimp and fish, whatever. And then so you bet, a fun gambling money just for fun is one of the tradition. In many Vietnamese homes, there is an altar for the ancestor. During Tết, we prepare fruit, flowers, tea, and traditional dishes. We light incense. The smoke rises slowly into the air, and we believe that our ancestors come home during Tết, not in fear, but in love. It is our way of saying that we are here, or I am here. This tradition teaches gratitude across generations. I still remember going home to home in the neighborhood, especially in my neighborhood back in Vietnam. And we used to live in an island called Phuoc. The whole entire blocks are my relatives. So my aunts, my uncle. So from home to home, when we enter each house, there's always an altar in front of the house. And it's always respectful and quiet. So when we enter the house on the first of New Year's, we actually have to bow to the altar, and then we do greeting to the adults, and we giving them wishes and wishing them a long life and good luck. And then they will give you a red envelope called lisi. Visit the temples. On the first day of Tết, families visit temples. Women in áo dài, children in new clothes, the elders walking slowly and proudly. The temples is filled with incense smoke and quiet prayer. We bow the head, we pray for health, for protection, for peace, and for the coming year. We start our year humbly. Imagine beginning of your year, not with noise, but with reflection. I still remember the 3 temples that we used to go to when we were young. The first one was called Yin Cậu, because Phuoc has a famous temple called Yin Cậu. It's located on a big rock. And this rock is actually located right by the water and the land. This is where all the ships and boats coming in and out. And so it's very famous for, people to go there to pray, take pictures. Absolutely, there are a lot of photographers there. When you come there, you don't have to worry. The tradition for Vietnamese New Year is to go to the temple and also take a picture together with your family and friends. So at least I know every year we go there, so every year we'll have a picture for memory. The second temple that we used to go to is called Chùa Cao. It is very high with 100 steps to go up there. And there is a Buddha lying, it's called Phật Nam, lying Buddha. And when we go there, when we're young, we believe that, touching or his feet or his legs will bring you good luck and protection. The third temple that we used to go to is called Chùa Ông Cọp. It's like tiger temple. I don't know why they call it tiger temple. I think because of the statue of the tiger that were set in front of the temple. So we don't know what to call, so we call it tiger temple. But this temple is very, it freaks me out every time I go there as, a young person. Any kids would go there and they would be scared. Why scared? There are chambers that talk about the 18th level of underground, or HELL. If you do the bad thing, you can get down to the 18th level. So for example, criminals, they might have, like when they pass away, the belief is you're going to go down to the 18th level of penalty. And if you're a liar, you're not honest to your friends, your family, and to the public, you might lie into level 1 or level 2, which is a little bit lighter, but it's still a penalty. So, when I was young, or everybody was young, we go there and then we start reading about the consequence of what you do in life may reflect you after you die. So, at that time, it was kind of like freak out, like why would somebody put this in a temple where you go pray for peace, but then they also educate you about how to be a good person, etc. The dragon dance, welcoming fortune. Then comes the powerful energy of Tết, the dragon dance or múa lân. Brightful, colorful dragons dance throughout the street, the drum beating loudly, the cymbal clash, children watch and wide eye open. With the dragon presents strength, prosperities, and protection. It is believed to chase away all the bad spirit and bring all the good fortune. As a child, watching the dragon dance felt magical. The drums tung, 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 did not just make sound, they vibrated in your chest. It feels like New Year was truly arriving. One of my memory is, you know, the guy that go with the dragon. He's supposed to be a funny guy with a mask. So he wear a mask with a happy face, and he always hold on the fan, and then he will fan himself, and he go around fans the dragon. And he has a big belly. And when I was young, I thought that was funny. Not sure what he's there for, but I think he's there to support the dragon and assistant to the dragon. But one of my memories that I remember was I always follow him because he's funny looking and very happy. Another thing I remember during the dragon dance is when you can give some money as a gift, and you will hang it up in front of the dragon or in front of your house. If the dragon then come to your house and you hang that little red envelope, tie it with a string and hang it at your door, and then the dragon will dance for a while, and then it will come and take that gift. And then normally they do firecracker works. So, you know, the pink fireworks, they lit it up, and then it was just blowing all over, and the dragon was dancing in the middle of the firecrackers. Really fun. I kind of missed that memory. However, you know, in Texas, we do have a big culture of Vietnamese. There is one in Dallas and one in Houston. Austin is smaller, so smaller of the community. Dallas at the Asian Times Square. Last weekend and this weekend, they actually do dragon dance, and they do a hội chợ Tết. It's like a market, a New Year market. They have a lot of food, a lot of gifts. They're selling all tons of traditional, gift like áo dài. This is one of the áo dài. They might be selling it over there as well. So if you get a chance to visit Dallas or Houston, you can go check out, not this year because it's a little bit too late now. Our first of New Year's on February 17th, which is Tuesday next week. But for next year, you can also follow the Lunar New Year to see when the next Tết, Vietnamese or Lunar New Year is. But in Houston, they also do a traditional, New Year market and dragon dance, and all cultural events, festivals are going on Bel Air, and it's called Hong Kong Market. I think it's Hong Kong 4, but on Bel Air in Houston. So if you watched the last video, I took my mom to the Hong Kong mall, and they do have some decoration for Tết, but it was just a week prior to Tết, so there was not a lot of people going there yet because it's pre-Tết. But this weekend is supposed to be really fun. A lot of going on in that area. The food that carries history. Tết food carries deep meaning. One of the most traditional dishes is Bánh, chưng, a square sticky rice cake that wrapped with banana leaves representing the earth. In southern Vietnam, we make Bánh. It's like a cylinder long cake that also wrapped with banana leaves. Inside, there is pork belly, green beans, and then sweet rice and black beans sometimes, surrounding that topping. Families sit together wrapping these cakes for hours and cook for hours. I'm talking about 18 hours. Laughing, telling story, passing down traditions, and the food carries memories from one generation to the next. One of the story I remember was helping my parents watching the big pot with Bánh inside. And you have 20 to 30 Bánh inside the big pot. And at the time, we don't have gas stove, so we use the wooden, like a fire, the wooden stick. And then we lit up, and then we cook it outside, lighting in the tent, watching and monitoring actually the fire, making sure that we continue feeding with the logs, so the fire continue to cook. We stay up all night, telling stories to each other, laugh, and we also sing, to each other. It's just so much memory, and I'm just missing home right now. Talking about lucky money, lì xì. As children, we waited for one thing called lì xì. The red envelopes filled with blessing. Before we receive it, we greet the elders properly. We wish them health and longevity. The envelopes is not about the money inside. It is about hope. Even if the adults receiving a lisi, they still feel very special. Because someone is wishing you a good year ahead, which is special. The emotional size of Tết for Vietnamese family living abroad, Tết can feel bittersweet. Joyful because we celebrate, emotional because we miss home. But Tết reminds us who we are. Even far away, we still wear áo dài, we still light incense, and we still speak Vietnamese, and we gather together. Culture survives when we practice it, and Tết keep our roots alive. What Tết teaches the world? Tết teaches gratitude before ambition, family before ego, respect before success. It teaches us to slow down, to forgive, and to start fresh, and believe those values are universal. So, if you ever celebrate it with a Vietnamese family, when you see women in flowing áo dài, when you hear the dragon drum, tum sing, tum sing, tum sing, tum sing, tum sing, I still remember all these drum beats. Oh my God, I got goosebumps. It's when you smell the incense rising at the temple. When you sit at the table filled with traditional food, you know that you are witnessing centuries of tradition. You are witnessing the love. You are witnessing the heart of Vietnam. Tết is not just our New Year. It is our remembrance, our gratitude, and our hope. Chúc mừng năm mới. Happy Lunar New Year. Cảm ơn, and thank you for listening to a piece of my heart.